Hello there, Sorry from 17 once again. This is my Gears of War 4 Inconceivable difficulty video walkthrough. This is Act 4-1, it's called Get Out. It begins with a train of juvie genocide, and I couldn't be happier about it because juvies suck and I hope they all die. But as we push up here, there's going to be some drones, but we're invincible right now, so use it to your advantage and squish them all. After this, you're going to get attacked by juvies and a snatcher, and it's one of those moments that makes you question the flow of the game. So, an important aspect of any video game is how well it flows. If your game has a natural ebb and flow to it, it will have high and low moments, and they will all be done in such a way that the player doesn't notice that they're playing something for too long, and it's constantly mixing it up so they don't get fatigued or feel that it's becoming repetitive. I personally think that this part of the game, all the way up till pretty much Act 5, is the slog in the game. It's the slow section that lasts way too long and goes on for far too long, and it's the weakest part of the game for me. And one of the glowing reasons for this is that you take on a snatcher in a 1v1 battle that's really fascinating and really different because it's a new enemy. And then on the immediate next fight, you fight it again as a standard enemy, which is really strange. Because it kind of completely underwhelms what it was. It's gone from being this dude that was this big key part of the story to, oh yeah, now there's 50 of those things everywhere. So I feel like this should have been something else. I don't know what it could have been. They could have even introduced a carrier. That might have been interesting. But I don't think that this should have been immediately another snatcher fight because it just underwhelms them and their appearance. They've gone from being something quite large and grandiose to, oh, here's another one of those dudes. And I'm not even going to talk about the dam because I feel like Tolan is the most boring part of the game. It goes on for forever as well. And it features my least favourite chapter in the game too, which is Powerless. There's a quill, there's the death rattle, going to cover. See it? See where it landed? Exactly where my head would be. It is an aimbot headshot, that's exactly what it is. It would have gone straight through my back there and pierced my face. I can't even begin to tell you how accurate that move is, it's preposterous, but we got him. It looked easy, it's not a tough fight that one. But how do you feel, guys? There's a couple of ebbs and flow in this game, and I feel like the game flow is one of the weakest parts of it. I feel like the start is too slow. I feel like it's got a really nice middle, and then I feel like this part just kind of starts to stagnate a bit. But pick up the drop shot and seal the nests. There's one there, and then there's one behind, I think. But be very careful. This guy's coming over the cover, if ever I've seen it. So just watch yourself. And he's got a shotgun too, which makes him terrifying. But look at that, though. The team are just gangbanging him, which is wonderful. That glow and that sound signify a torque bow, so there's a hunter back there. I'm going to try and kill him with this, but it's very difficult to do. Judging depth with the drop shot is a skill. And even then, the splash is really small, but it must be said, if you hit a Scion with this, it kills them. That's scary too. This is really scary right now. And he wants me dead as well. Look at this guy! What a dick. And then he steals the execution, and I shoot him because I'm like, fuck you, dude. Nearly died just then over something so slight, but that's inconceivable. When they get aggressive and they get close, you don't have anything to stop them. It's really annoying. And I think I mentioned something similar on the first part of Storm Warning on Insane. I had a difficult time with that fight. Got it first time on this run, which I was really happy about. But I failed it a few times because enemies would rush me, and there's nothing I could do, because the one time I chainsawed a guy, I lost the fight, and then the other time I ended up getting punched. But it makes you feel really... You don't feel powerless. You don't feel powerful. It is a power-stripping feeling. And when you lose confidence like that and it tilts you, it can put you in a really bad spot. Because one of the best things you can have in any higher difficulty like this is confidence. If you come into this and you think you're going to beat it and you're going to wreck it and you're going to kick ass, you probably will. Like, you'll have some tough moments because they exist, but fundamentally, you're going to do shit like this. Walk up to a dude with a torque bow and shoot him in the back. You know, you're going to move with a swagger and a confidence that says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to win this, and I'm not having any doubts. But when something does hurt you and something fucks you up and it makes you question yourself, that's when it starts to suck. Because it gets to you psychologically, and it sounds very grandiose and important, doesn't it? But it's true. You can lose a fight before you've even started, before you've even fired a bullet. If you've got the wrong mindset. Oh, watch this, by the way. I have no idea how that did not kill me. When juvies jump over cover like that, it's instant death. I must have frame perfectly moved then, because any later and I'm dead. Do not ever stay in cover when a juvie's that close. They'll kill you every time. But it's obviously because this is on casual, right guys? This is actually casual difficulty, and I've just done really clever editing to make it look like all my guns have no fucking ammo, and every ammo pickup is underwhelming. It's all Photoshop. That was 42 bullets in that Lancer, guys. You know, I've just edited out the one. Ooh, this fight coming up is sweet. And guess what? If you die to the to the juvies after this fight, you have to do it again. And guess who died to the juvies? This guy. So, this is a massive fight against a bunch of dudes, including a Snatcher and I think a Scion, and I die to a fucking juvie on a balcony that sneaks up on me because I wasn't paying attention. I was so pissed off. However, I've got a really good strategy involving this gun. So, the buzzkill is a weapon that kills drones in one hit, which tells you it does a lot of damage. The downside is, not only can you kill yourself with it, but it's unwieldy, so you'll probably die wielding it. And I'm going to put, I think, all 30 of these rounds into the Snatcher that's going to be turning up in a moment. And I'm going to be doing it from the safety of this little cupboard I'm in over here. But it's going to take a while for this to happen, because the Snatcher's on the balcony until he downs somebody, and then when he downs someone, he jumps down. But when he does the death rattle, move, or you'll die. See that? Did you see it hit that thing in front? He was aiming for me. All those people, dickhead aims for me. So yeah, be very careful. But this thing hits like a truck. It's going to save you some serious ammunition. So that's a ton of those on him, and then we can shoot him. And I'm not entirely certain, can he get under this balcony? Yeah, he can. It looked like he couldn't get under for a second then, but I don't know if he can come in this room because he never has. And he just died. See that? That's how much damage that saw does. Like, people sleep on those heavy weapons. They do incredible damage. And then now there's going to be a bunch of drones rushing you. And I think there's a Scion. There might not be. I might have misremembered. But whenever... Oh, there you go. The AI never loses chainsaw fights either, which is really nice. Because can you imagine failing to the AI losing a chainsaw battle? I would really not like that. Because in Horde mode, if you play the Scout, you can get a class card that gives him 120% extra HP. You can give him a class card that gives him 175% regeneration rate, which means that he's practically unkillable on hardcore and below. It's very difficult to die, but there are certain things that can happen to you as a Scout that will supersede those cards. One of them is a torque round. For some reason, torque rounds have got this wonderful instant down filter that they have. I don't know why. It's not even a headshot, they just down you. A second one is headshots from either boom shots or drop shots. They supersede all your HP and immediately down you. And then the last one is chainsaws. So if you play Horde on casual, you'll never get chainsawed. But if you play on normal, the drones can chainsaw. And the vacuum on the chainsaw, you know what it's like. It's horrendous. And it's really frustrating. And you end up going down, and if you are playing a Scout, chances are no one else is, and the rest of your team is super squidgy. So when you go down, everybody goes down, because they die really quickly, whereas you have double HP, and then 20%, and an incredible regeneration rate. So the moment the Scout goes down, you fold like a paper napkin, and it's unfortunate, but it happens a lot. So getting chainsawed is a legitimate threat, and I hate it. So can you imagine it in the campaign? That would be terrifying. But those juvies just then, these are the ones that killed me. One of them snuck up onto me and just whacked me. It was really annoying. And you don't even have to fight them. You can actually roadie run out of this area and skip all of this as long as you jump over the pipe. You don't have to shoot them. I was super paranoid because I didn't get a checkpoint and I didn't want to die again. So that's why I'm doing what you're watching, but you don't have to do this. It's all scripted to make it look way more intense than it is. And that's what's funny about Gears, isn't it? You know that section where we had to turn that lever on the last mission and it was really stupid and I was getting punched? That would be a section in Uncharted where the enemies would pretend to attack you and they all would die from programmed explosions so that you're actually safe but it looks intimidating. Whereas Gears is not very good at those cinematic moments, so instead of making it so that it's just like an environmental puzzle, they make it so the enemies actually kill you. And it's really strange, because that's the difference between elegant design and inexperienced design. And there's a few moments like that where it's just like, why am I fighting in this really bizarre moment? Like, can you remember Black Ops 3 on realistic difficulty? That was a difficulty where you died in one bullet. One bullet killed you. But you know when you got on a vehicle's gun and you couldn't fucking dodge or hide? You didn't die in one bullet. Because it was really well designed. And as frustrating as it could be, they had a very cognitive eye on fairness. Whereas that motorcycle section in this game... I'm looking forward to the comments on the video because I'm wondering if anyone else has done it. It's really, really dumb. It's so frustrating. It's just miserable. But it's super quick as well. And that's got to be the part that encourages you to do it. Because as much as it's annoying, and you'll turn the voices off because we all do, there's only so many times you can hear Marcus shout at you before you want to smash your face in with the controller. And I banged my controller the other day because the D-pad wouldn't work, so it's probably not doing it many favours. This is also a part that was vacant in my Gears of War 4 walkthrough, and the reason that I didn't add it, guys, is because you don't have to do alt. Like, this is literally a cutscene. I don't understand why anyone would have trouble with this, but I put it in because people wanted it before. And in the interest in, you know, giving people what they want. Because it's quite ironic that when this difficulty came out, a lot of people asked me to cover it, and I was unkind to those people. I use phrases such as, I would rather drink bleach, and things of that nature, when in reality, if I'd have done it, I probably would have got decent coverage, and I'm doing it way too late now, but I'm doing it now that I'm actually into the game again. And there's nothing to do at the moment in the summer, because the games are just not there. I've got a couple of keys, though, for some interesting stuff that I'm hopefully going to be doing balls deeps to, so maybe they'll turn out to be really fun games, but I couldn't tell you. That's the end of the mission. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps. You take care now.